There's loads and loads of reasons that people will give to you to stop and not to do what you're doing, but then there's a few people who will give you the reason to keep going, and so you must keep going.
Timing is everything to Colm Lyon. When he left the bank after a 14-year career to set up his own business, he chose his moment. The growth in online business provided a need for a secure and reliable way of processing credit card payments. Enter Realex, who provide the service and in real time too.
Realex Payments is a pure internet business. It's all about facilitating trade with people who are actually using the internet to trade. And what we do is we try to make it easy for the seller to be able to accept credit card payments on the internet. The number of merchants that we're taking on is increasing every day. The size of the merchants that we're now dealing with is getting bigger and bigger every day. The markets that we're entering into is getting bigger. So the ultimate scale and the ultimate limit that we put on this business is really determined by our own ambition. Persistence is extremely important after you start the business. Because what will happen is, you'll make a decision maybe to go for something, and you have to stick with that decision. And for me, certainly, my expectations were that maybe this thing would be up and running in 3 months, maybe at worst 6 months. But 9 months, 12 months later, and there was nothing, no traction whatsoever.
How you doing? All right.
In the early stages, an entrepreneur must have a support network in place, and it probably starts with the family. So before you actually leave your job, you clear that at home, and you make sure, listen, guys, we're not going to have holidays now for a while, and we're going to be travelling in an 88D car here, and whatever the price might be, and that's extremely important. And I was lucky to get that support. That's called Stack B, and Stack B is part of the Dublin Port and Docks Board's their old warehousing department. And believe it or not, my dad actually worked in the Port and Docks Board for some 46 years, and his dad before him for 49 years, and his mum also worked at the Port and Docks Board as well. And when I started my career, I actually started just a stone's throw from here, working in the financial services sector, because this place had obviously changed. While I could have stayed in the bank and could have stayed working in employment, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to try and build something of my own. And at that time, the thing that I tried most was to talk to other people who had done the same, and to try and get as much support as I could, from my family and from friends and from other people in business as well, who I knew could maybe help me to overcome the difficulties that I was going to have. I waited until I was 38 years of age. I wouldn't recommend that to anybody. I would start a lot younger.